Welcome back to Spekd. Today I'll be showing you how to make these awesome flamethrower bases, which would be handy for your aggressors and also any other characters that use flamethrowers. So I'll be starting with this guy here. Alright, let's get the equipment and show you what we need. You're going to need a hot glue gun. Grab the colours that you want your flames to be. They could be any combination of colours. I'm going to be using the intense orange, blaze orange, and the flash gets yellow. Sponges and water. Believe it or not, a simple baking tray. As you can see, the model here already has its base created, this Terminator with a heavy flamer. Just make sure it's already done, it's what you want before you add flames to the base, and just think about where you want to add them to give it dynamic effect. As you can see, he's kind of stumbling / running forward, so I'm going to kind of trail the flame running back across the base just there. But we'll heat up the glue gun and then we'll get back. Okay, first thing you should do is put some water in your baking tray. Okay, so last time we used a glue gun, it was for the psionics effect. Now I have a bit of wet sponge in here, which I'm just going to dab that onto. Now it's a bit tricky, but let's get some focus there. What you want to do is take some of this hot glue, just get some focus, better focus, there we go. So I want to take the hot glue and just put it onto the tip of the weapon and pull it away. And as you pull it away, just put it into the water, okay? And that will slightly harden. You will have a bit of a trail, don't worry about that. Just come back again and just build up on it. As you keep building up on it, just pull it into the water. Okay, sorry about the resolution there, but as you're doing this, just kind of shape it closer towards the end, make it bigger, and just keep pulling it away and dunking it in the water. So you can see how that effect is going. Make sure you do both sides. So you've done one side and look, already. Yeah, and that's one side. You want to get the other side because it will be flat. So we're just going to balance it out just by adding a bit of hot glue there and bringing that through. Same principle, and just drop it into the water just to cool it. The quicker you cool it, the better the effect you'll have. Now we're just going to add a little tip. Now you may want to cut this down if it's too big, but you know what this does? This helps me to see who my characters are carrying flamers. There's so many times I've gone to remove a model on the battlefield. I thought, alright, let me just remove that one, lean across the table, and I'm like, oops, I just removed the flamer and I'm about to be charged by gaunts. It's not a good look. Okay, there you go. Now just in case you're wondering about the sponge, I just basically use a piece of wet sponge just to kind of cool off the tip of the nozzle and keep it there safe. I won't leave it in water, the glue gun. Right, so we have that effect. Alright, now we're going to clean this up. And once I clean it up, let it dry for a few seconds, and then I'll, in fact, you know what? I'll do the base and then get back to you. Okay, now that we've got that done, you can see the effect right there. You can see on the base I just added some, and I kind of filled this out to the left and right hand side, so you can see it looks a little bit fuller. I suggest that you always kind of intensify the glue at the base here, and when you're trailing it in the tray, don't leave it to go too flat. Okay, so you just need enough water in there, it should be fine. Leave your little wisp at the top and you should be right. Now I'm going to get the orange paint, paint this, and that should be fine. So you can see I do this with more than one model at the same time. You know, use a hot glue gun whilst you can. Otherwise you'll be turning it on and off all the time. And also it allows time for the colours to dry. So really just put that on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just coloured up enough. Because what we're going to do is leave that orange as a base and come back in with the yellow. Now, one of the most brilliant factors about a hot glue, the hot glue gun, is that the glue itself is kind of transparent. So it allows for that almost kind of ethereal, warm, fiery look. It's great. Now we will come back in and touch up the edges of the weapon to highlight where the flame is coming from, and also the object source, or is it called object light source? I can't remember what it's called now, but something like that to show effectively where the light is coming from. And I mean, how many times have you had models with 10-man tactical squad and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be flaming out some gaunts, and just remove it. I know I said it already, but it's so frustrating. And now I could just take one quick look, I can see what's there, and that's it. I do this for combi melters and a lot, even small pilot flames. Okay, so let me finish doing that. We'll let it dry, we'll come back, and we just highlight with the yellow. Okay, so we're going to take our yellow, take just a little bit, put it on the edge of the brush. Now we'll set a little bit of time to dry. I'll go with this one first. And all we're going to do is run a brush just along the edge, heading towards the direction of the flame. Just try and keep it turned sideways. Now, it may seem like a little bit much, and technically it might not be 100% correct for the way that fires and flames work, but I just think it's a kind of handy, almost comic style way of doing this. Now you could use what's it called? I've forgotten the name of it now. Like a watered down version of this paint. It's like a gloss, a yellow gloss. A glaze. Sorry, it's called a glaze. No. You can use a glaze afterwards to put this colour together. As you can see, it's showing through quite a lot. It's really bright there. Might look a little streaky, but don't worry about that. We're going to come back add another section to it. If you're going to do burnt grass, paint the grass black and then just kind of run the brush just slightly over it on the edge there, so it just picks up yellow. You see that? There we go, that's a bit better. So it looks like the grass is starting to catch. Just run it over. Right, let me do the same for this one. I'll come back with the end result. Let's focus in here. Now it's been done, you can see the flame effects come through. As I said, you could add a glaze to it on the base there. It might look a little scratchy due to the brush as well. Doesn't matter too much. The glaze will make it kind of mix in nicely. Now what I'm going to do is highlight the edges on the weapon and pieces of armour that I think will be most intensely hit by the colour of this light. And be brave with this. And what I mean by that is literally take the raw colour and just drop it on those sharp edges, and it really pays off. Okay, so I'll do that with these two. I'll show you that effect. Okay, so you can see that I've hit the edges there. It's come out very intense, especially on camera. That's fine. What I'll do is I'll just take a bit of glaze and just kind of bring that back through into the model. You could do that just by watering down a bit of this yellow. So there you go. I won't spend any more time on that for now, just so you get the idea how these were done. It's pretty much the same, but you can see there's a colour transition. That's just because there's yellow glaze on them. You know, hopefully utilise that technique, make it easier to spot your flamers. So when you've got them in the field, it's easier not to pick them up. I've learnt that mistake too many times. But if you'd like to show me what you've done with yours and what you do with your ideas, that'd be fantastic for narrative bases. You know, what colours you want to colour them, I would like to see, especially for the new Black Fortress stuff coming out. And obviously I've got my Black Legion started to be painted up, so I want to make use of these effects for other things, like the Psyker base. So if you like, comment, share and subscribe, I'll be happy to hear from you. This has been Spekd. I've enjoyed the time, and as always, PC out. Yeah, just seeing them all together here, it's very thematic. You can imagine going down to Space Hulk, burning out the whole place, wiping out Gene Stealers or Heretics, and you could just see those little colours just make it pop. So if you have any ideas or any suggestions, just similar or just simple tips like this, let us know, send an email and I'll get back to you. Appreciate your time. PC out.